Hey guys, I'm Lisa, and in this video we're going to talk through how I've completed this fox with Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. For this piece I haven't used any colour pencil solvent, no liquid to complete this one, all just blending with our pencils. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe, and this is a full real-time tutorial on my Patreon channel. So if you'd like to give this one a go, this is available on my Patreon. You get given the reference photo, the line art, the material list, everything you need to complete this one all by yourself. So getting started with the fox, what we're going to do is go through and put in the eyes. For the eyes I've used some of the dark Naples ochre and also gone in with some of the burnt sienna because it is a lighter yellow colour in there, and then going in with the burnt sienna will help to brown it up, and then finally going over with the black. One of the main important things with the eyes is you need to leave those little highlights spare. So to do that I go in with a white waxy pencil, just put down a wax resist, but you can also just use the negative space method where we're going around those white sections. These really put the little twinkle in the eye so it comes alive at the end. I then went through, put in some of the darker sections including the nose and some of the details around the eyes and the face, and then gone through and added each of the fluffy ears, and then we can start to match up all of the fur on the face. The good thing about the Patreon tutorial for this one is it is in real time, so you can see each stroke step by step and follow along in your own time. So when it comes to this sort of fur, the way to get it looking nice and thick and fluffy is just putting down a lot of layers. So we go through with a base layer of the warm grey one, dark Naples ochre, and even some ivory in some of those lighter creamier sections. Then starting to build up some of the darker tones with the nougat, sanguine, cadmium orange for that really punchy orange colour, and then some of the darker tones, which is the walnut brown, middle cadmium red, and finally the black is where you sort of add in all of those little details. For the white on the chest, I did go through and put in some of the sky blue, so adding blue to your white fur really helps it look lighter and brighter. And so when you're wanting to get really black sections with your colour pencils and you're not wanting to use a liquid blender, the way to do that is just to build up your layers really lightly and gently. So I go through with the base of the black, and then there is a little bit of a brown tone to it, so I went through, added some of the middle cadmium red, the walnut brown, and then finally going over with the black. But when you're building up these layers, especially on the leg sections, you just want to go through and build them up really gradually. And once you have a whole heap of layers down, this is where you can go through with a bit of a darker pressure with one of the darker pencils to burnish everything down. For this orange and white section on the top of the arm here, I just went through with a lot of layers, adding them all in using really small fur strokes. So if I go through and just shade everything down, you won't see the white sort of sections coming through the fur and it'll look very flat. I go through with a lot of pencil strokes for each of the layers, so building up all of the base layers, the mid-tones and the darker tones with that fur technique texture. So because this fur has quite a couple of colours in it, it does take a little while to render everything down and add in all of the different colours. So one thing that's important when you're using colour pencils is just to be patient. You need to work up these tones really gradually. It does take a long time. And it's a good idea to use tutorials like I have on my Patreon. It tells you all of the different pencil strokes. We go through everything step by step so you can follow along, see all of the techniques and the process that I use to complete all of these bits of fur, so that you can also learn and complete pieces like this all by yourself in the future. One of my favourite parts of this whole thing is this black and white and brown fur on the back of the legs and the tail as well. They look so nice and fluffy, and we're just using the same procedure as we did before. So I went through with the black and started to outline just really lightly where you can see all of those black sections. Then went in with my base layers of the warm grey 1, sky blue, even some of the cold grey 3. Then to start to build up some of the mid-tones like the nougat, sanguine, cadmium orange, burnt sienna, and then finally go through with some of the walnut brown, and black is where it starts to really come alive. And then finally it's time to add in those final little details, which is all of the whiskers on the face. And I hope that you like this video. Remember to like and subscribe. Check me out on Patreon, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys.